Hello and welcome to my channel on human design. When you get into human design, there's so many things to discover. You can discover your type, your strategy and authority. You can do your best to stay with your own decision-making process. But you're also aware of the open centers and the amplification and the distortion that comes as you're being conditioned by those auras around you. It's quite a lot to get your head around. What's my profile? Okay, so I'm a 1-3 or a 4-6 or a 5-1. What does that mean? There's a lot to get your hands onto in human design, ways of reflecting back your nature to you, to wake you up to actually what your design is and how you operate in this life. However, on a channel like this, we can put in a few more things to make you think about it a little bit better. We'll zero in on certain things. So here we're going to zero in on the planetary influences. Now, many people who come to human design have some smattering of astrological knowledge, but have you really looked at it? Have you really looked at the planetary influences in your chart and thought about what does it mean? You've got to think about these things. So, for example, today we're going to look at Mercury. Now, the keynote of Mercury in human design is communication. So, how do you communicate? What is it that you're here to communicate? Have a look. As an example, in my own chart, we have the 38th gate, which is the gate of opposition. The fighter, I've got that in communication. What does it mean? How does it play out? In the detriment of the gate and the line I've got, it could be called aggression. Now, in my life, I haven't seen that aggressive side come up that often because I don't really go into conflicts for the sake of it. However, there are times when it does come up. Like I remember being stopped at Paris airport on my way to Eastern Europe and was basically delayed unnecessarily and I actually missed my plane. So I turn around and I come all the way back in the reverse way when you're not supposed to confront the guy that was messing me about and interfering with my journey. I was not a happy man at that time. And I communicated that to him directly with a certain amount of, aggressive energy, you could say. But that's not normally how I operate. I wouldn't have moved through my life in the way that I had if I had taken that stance on a regular basis. What is the 38? The 38 is there to fight for purpose. It's the energy, the adrenal energy that overcomes the obstacles, that doesn't give up. It fights to get through the obstacles. So in sessions, for example, when someone comes to me and they go, well, they don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing, and I see what the response is or what the reactions are, depending on the type, to see what the obstacles are that they face, to give them that energy to look at it and go, well, look, you can overcome this. Don't let this stop you. It's just an obstacle. Come on, let's fight for the purpose. If we found purpose in your life, let's see how far we can go. Think about it. What about this? What about that? So it comes out in me in that way. It comes out in the way to empower individual people towards their own purpose, to help them with that. And I love that about the way my Mercury is in the chart. Let's take it another level. What happens if I had a 34th gate in Mercury? Now, we think about Mercury in terms of, communication, how you speak, what words you use, how you phrase things. That's how we normally think about communication. But if you're dealing with the power of the great in the 34, it's power that is communicated. And it doesn't have to be verbal. It can be just that powerful presence in their communication that really kind of moves things along. So there can also be non-verbal communication. You can change as you look at the different gates and you think about it in terms of communication, and I would love you to do that with your own chart, and I'm sure a lot of you will. Think about it. What are you communicating? How do you communicate? Look at the gate. Look at the line. Look at your profile. Voila! All kinds of things can then be understood. You get to self-reflect on the way that you communicate, the way you are in the world. And as you watch how you communicate with different people, you begin to see it come out. You begin to see something that is fixed in you that will always be there. And this is one of the joys of human design, because you get to discover, you get to pinpoint things that you never thought about before, and you find they're true. It's a wonderful system for that. Also, if you want to take it further, and I know there are those of you who will want to take it further, get the hexagram of the gate that's in your Mercury and take a look at it. You know, is it a yang binary at the bottom? You know, has it got that yangness, the fixed lines in the hexagram? Or is it yin? Are they broken lines? See how that comes out. Experiment with it. See for yourself how it is that you communicate. So much to discover. So if we take the 38th gate that I have in the Mercury, look at the hexagram structure. Yang, yang as the binary. It's from the 4th quarter of mutation. It's communication for transformation. And it begins with 2 yang lines. But then there's this yin line, taking in, receptive, open, then the yang again, then the yin again, then the yang again. You know, you can follow it through just in these simple ways to get to watch yourself in communication and to see, yeah, this is how I communicate. This is what's important to me. It's one of the reasons why I do what I do, for transformation of the other, you know, to get them through the obstacles, to give them that push that they need to move their life into a different place. And I love doing it. So the planetary influences are something to really think about when you're going deeper into your chart. There's a lot you can discover there, and I really do encourage you to take a look. Good. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that little excerpt into another side of the chart, and may you find many things that will make you think and get you to accept yourself even more. Fundamentally, human design is here to help us make correct decisions, but also to accept all that we are. You know, so wherever you've got Mercury, accept that, see that, watch that, see how it plays out. You know, it's so many things. One of the main tenets in human design from Ra was that we do no harm. So he chose these planetary keynotes, you know, simply. You know, if you're an astrologer and you want to go deeper into what Mercury is all about, then so be it. But for our purposes, think about it in terms of communication, and then you can build on that, depending on your level of knowledge. And the main thing is also to watch it experientially, to watch yourself in this life with the attributes and the characteristics you have, to begin to recognize you in this conditioned world with all the conditioning that you've had. You know, maybe you have a gate in Mercury where you haven't really been able to communicate fully, you know, because you don't understand what it is. Take a look. All right, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope that's been helpful. I hope that'll make you think and make you watch what's going on around you with other people when you see what their Mercury is. Enjoy the journey. All right, if you've enjoyed this, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will be back again very soon with something completely different. Bye-bye for now.